The moment Earth was invited to observe the galactic assembly, billions watched with hope. It was supposed to be a sign of respect, a step toward becoming part of the galaxy's ruling council. Dr. Mara Voss, Earth's top ambassador, arrived on the shining halls of Araxis Prime wearing the Earth emblem with pride. But behind the smooth alien smiles and handshakes, there was something cold in the air. The other species whispered in their own tongues, their eyes filled with amusement more than respect. When the vote came, Earth's request for a seat was denied. No explanation, no discussion. Just a short, sharp rejection. The chair of the assembly, a towering Ventari with silver scales, said Earth lacked the maturity to be trusted with real power. The entire galaxy heard those words. Back on Earth, the news spread like fire. The dream of peaceful unity had been crushed, but something else began to grow: determination. The humiliation didn't break humanity, it focused them. In secret meetings and quiet calls, a new idea began to take shape. If the galaxy wouldn't give Earth a seat at the table, maybe it was time to build a table of their own, one the galaxy couldn't ignore. The rejection echoed across Earth like a thunderclap, but instead of despair, it sparked unity. The Global United Council met behind sealed doors. Leaders from every nation and colony gathered under one purpose: Earth would no longer beg for respect. They had extended a hand in peace and were slapped away. Now, they would build something the galaxy couldn't ignore. From the shadows of failure rose the Concord Initiative, a massive plan to reshape Earth's place among the stars. No longer would they chase the approval of arrogant empires. Instead, they reached out to the outcasts, the fringe species ignored by the assembly, the survivors of forgotten wars, the planets abandoned by bureaucracy. Earth offered them something no one else had: fairness, protection, and a voice. Within months, construction began on new embassies, trade hubs, and defense fleets, all flying under one banner: the Earth-led Frontier Compact. Ambassadors, soldiers, and engineers moved like clockwork. Humanity wasn't coming with guns blazing, they came with contracts, aid ships, and the promise of a better future. But behind those kind smiles were minds sharpened by centuries of survival. The assembly had mocked a species born on a death world. They didn't realize it yet, but they had just woken a giant. The galaxy had always feared warships and weapons, but they were not ready for what Earth sent next: diplomats in perfect suits, calm voices, and steel behind their eyes. These were not ordinary negotiators. They were trained like tacticians, moved like spies, and spoke like poets. Where the Galactic Assembly used pride and tradition, humans used logic, empathy, and an unsettling understanding of fear. One by one, neutral worlds began to lean toward the compact, not through threats, but through offers they couldn't refuse. Trade routes were secured, pirates vanished overnight, and devastated colonies were rebuilt in weeks. At the center of it all was Ambassador Mara Voss, known now as the Velvet Blade. With every deal, Earth's influence grew like a shadow over the assembly. But there was something darker beneath the surface. Rumors spread of secret human missions, of entire pirate fleets disappearing without a trace, of assembly spies being caught before they even made a move. Every smiling human ambassador came with a quiet warning: don't test Earth's patience. The assembly began to realize what they had invited by denying Earth. These were not just politicians. They were predators in suits, and the galaxy was beginning to feel the pressure of their quiet war. The Galactic Assembly had watched long enough. Earth's growing alliance, the Frontier Compact, was no longer a minor inconvenience. It was now a direct threat to their centuries-old control. Trade routes were slipping from assembly hands, border colonies were switching sides, and even loyal species were questioning their allegiance. In desperation, the assembly made its move. They declared the compact illegal, accused Earth of destabilizing galactic peace, and ordered an armed blockade of several compact trade lanes. Dozens of assembly warships arrived at the Exovar corridor, a critical passage between sectors. But Earth had seen it coming. When the fleets appeared, they didn't find unarmed transports. They found human-designed warships already waiting. Silent. Ready. At the helm of Earth's forces stood Colonel Elias Reyes, a former ground commander turned fleet strategist. He didn't fire a single shot. Instead, every camera in the system lit up. A live broadcast began, streamed across every major network in the galaxy. Billions watched as the standoff unfolded, Earth's ships locked in formation, holding the line without panic or fear. Colonel Rise addressed the Assembly admirals directly, not with threats, but with facts. He listed every treaty Earth had honored, every colony they had helped, and every injustice ignored by the Assembly. Then, quietly, he offered them a choice: pull back and talk, or fire first and start a war the galaxy wouldn't forget. The admirals hesitated. Their ships were strong, but Earth's fleet had evolved, lean and deadly. The silence dragged on. And in that moment, across 1,000 worlds, something changed. The galaxy saw who the true leaders were, the ones who stood calm under pressure, who didn't need to shout to be heard. The Assembly had made its move, but Earth had already outplayed them. The collapse didn't happen with explosions, it happened with silence. After the Exovar standoff, the Galactic Assembly's power began to crack from within. Member species started questioning their leaders, demanding answers for the failed show of strength and the lies told about Earth. One by one, smaller worlds withdrew from the Assembly and signed into Earth's Frontier Compact, not through war, but through trust. Within months, the Compact had more members than the Assembly ever did. On the newly constructed orbital station called Solarian Concord Hall, orbiting above Earth, the first meeting of the new United Council began. Delegates from over 80 species arrived, not as subjects but as equals. No golden thrones, no ancient rules, just open space, clear voices, and shared purpose. Ambassador Mara Voss stood at the center, her presence calm yet commanding. She didn't raise her voice, but every ear listened. She welcomed those who had doubted Earth, even those who once voted against them. And then she said the words that would echo across the stars: "We asked for a seat. You refused. So we built something better. Now the table is ours, and it has room for all, not just the powerful." The galaxy didn't cheer in that moment, but they watched. And they understood. Earth had not conquered anything. They had created a system where everyone could belong. Even some Assembly leaders, quietly, began attending the meetings as observers. Suspicion still hung in the air, but it was now mixed with curiosity and respect. Earth had proven they didn't need permission to lead. They simply did what no one else dared to do: stand alone, invite others, and reshape the rules. The galaxy had denied them once. Now it was Earth's table and everyone wanted a seat.